pretty good.
I love a nut moment.
Girl, me too.
You too?
Me too, girl. Hi, besties. My name is Mikey, and welcome to my house. I'm so glad that you guys could come over and just hang out for a bit. It's so good to see you. Even though we're not in my house, technically, we're in a studio this time. We've upgraded. But I have such a great episode for you guys today. I really planned this one out because I wanted this one to be special. Thank you guys so much for the support on my previous episodes already. This is episode 3. I can't believe that we're already here. But super excited to have you guys. If you guys are new here, just want to remind everybody that this is a safe and open space where we can be ourselves, literally talk about whatever, and just, I don't know, hang out. I really just want this to be like you guys are coming over to a bestie's house. So welcome to my Summerween special. So excited to have you guys here. Summerween, it's a concept. It's an art, some would say. Before we get into today's episode, just want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out so much more than you know. And if you want to support this podcast directly, please feel free to join my Patreon. On Patreon, you can get access to exclusive content like early access episodes. I think you guys get the podcast episodes 5 days early. I also have a separate series on there called The Leftovers. That comes out on Tuesday. You get direct Q&A. We do special lives on there, just extra bonus content, and it's just a special place where we can just hang out and be besties. We have group chats on there. It's super fun. So if you guys want to support this podcast directly, it would really help me out, and I would love to see you guys over there. All right, so today I am not alone. I have my bestie, my very good Judy, queer singer-songwriter based right here in Austin, Texas. Sami Serrano. How are you, bestie?
I'm feeling great.
You feeling great? You're looking great.
I'm feeling sweet.
I think we should go ahead and just get the costumes out of the way because I'm sure that everybody clicked on this video. If you're watching this, you're not going to get the full experience. Or if you're listening to this, you're not going to get the full experience. If you're watching this, hi, jump scare, I'm sorry. When I asked Sami if she wanted to be on my Summerween episode, of course she was like, yeah, because we're spooky girls.
Yeah.
We love the spooks.
Yeah.
But I was like, we should definitely dress up. And I don't know how we came up with the idea. I think it was really you. But we wanted to do, I guess, kind of like a
paired
couples costume.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's such a couple's costume.
It's giving lavender couple costume.
I'm so down. Any day. Just hit me up.
You down for a lavender marriage?
So down.
Perfect. That warms my heart. I would be down too. Fuck it.
I think our kids would be beautiful.
They'd be so beautiful. Well, I don't know. What they might have ALS.
Between the both of us?
Yeah, our genetics might be fucked.
Nah, maybe it's not a good idea.
I don't know. We could adopt.
But they look pretty.
They would look beautiful. I think you're beautiful. I think they'd have like your hair with like my eyes or something, maybe.
Great hair though too.
Thank you.
Like you have beautiful curls. Yeah.
Maybe not today, but
yeah.
Close enough, you
Yeah.
know. No, I can't remember how we came up with this, but anyway, Sami's a donut. I was going to be a police officer because, you know, the stereotype, cops love donuts, but I figured in today's climate, maybe not. So I texted Sami and I said, Sami, I don't know what I should be now. Because that was out of the window. That's what we planned. I even dyed my mustache like darker for it.
Yeah.
And you texted back, just be a Homer Simpson.
Literally Homer.
I was like,
who goes with donuts?
Homer. I literally was like, nobody loves donuts more than cops than Homer Simpson. Mm-mm. And especially literally the kind you're wearing, like that's literally the pink one. And so
the pink donuts taste.
They're just really sweet.
They're just so sweet.
They're just really sweet. Yeah. It's literally just pink frosting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. They're all right. I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't go get a pink.
Canceled.
I wouldn't go out and just like say like, when I go to a donut shop, I'm not gonna go and get a pink sprinkled donut. I'm probably gonna go get like a Boston cream or I'm basic. I like
a regular glaze.
glazed
Or cake, blueberry cake.
The actual like blueberry donuts.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Is that the one the blueberry cake? Is
Yeah.
that yeah? Those are so good with a
Dip it
little
in
bit of.
just a black coffee.
Oh my God. Oh, you dip it in the coffee?
Yeah.
See, I don't drink caffeine, so I wouldn't
You
know.
can get a decaf coffee.
But there's still traces of caffeine.
Barely. Barely.
I don't know. I'm sensitive. I feel like I'd feel it.
You might.
I had a chai tea latte one time after work with some coworkers, and I
Mm.
was trying to be really cool, but I was in the back of their car having a full-on panic attack.
Dude, you're so caffeine free that if I visit you, I have to bring like my own supply of caffeine because I'll get withdrawals. There's no trace of caffeine in your house, not even a caffeinated black tea or an Earl Grey.
No, it's all herbal in my house. She literally just spent the night the other night, and she woke up and she was like, "You got any caffeine in this house?" And I was like, "Actually, I have some iced coffee that my grocery
Regular milk.
with regular milk. I can't do regular milk either. But they accidentally gave it to me, so I ordered groceries and they accidentally put it on my front door. I guess they mixed it up with somebody else's. Anyway, I got free iced coffee, so I was like, "Oh, this would be perfect for guests because I don't even have a coffee machine. I don't have caffeinated teas, nothing." So I was like, "Okay, well." It'd be good. So when you said like, "Hey, do you have any like caffeine or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, I just got some iced coffee." And you're like, "Oh, great. How many sips did you take?"
Like 2.
I'm so sorry.
And my tummy was hurting.
I'm sorry.
And then
I feel like such a bad host.
I still didn't get caffeinated and like I took a nap later in the day because I was like getting a headache.
Yeah, you took a long nap.
Yeah.
We did swim and we're in the sun, but I feel bad. Even when we used to live together
Mm-hmm.
at one point when we were like what 19,
Yeah.
20. And even then I didn't drink coffee.
Mm-mm.
You had a coffee pot, I think, and you were the only. Did you have a
Did I bring a coffee pot?
I don't know. I do remember you kind of going through caffeine withdrawals.
Yeah, I
when we lived
did. There was a
together.
point, yeah, where I was like, I was napping for a long time and I'd wake up with like a migraine.
You know what? Just for you, I'm only gonna be in this apartment for like
Don't
two
get a
more
coffee
months,
pot.
but I would. I would.
I could get a coffee pot and leave it at your house until I'm ready to move.
Well, I'm super excited to have you here today. Today we're gonna be getting into several spooky topics that I cannot wait to discuss with you. I really want to talk about just, Halloween in general, what our childhood Halloweens were like. But I also want to talk about, I don't know, like I want to get into some urban legends.
Mm.
I've got a couple of spooky Reddit stories that I want to
Okay.
read with you.
Okay.
I looked these up literally last night at like 1 or 2 in the morning. I could not go back to sleep.
Ew.
I was literally like, and when I was reading them at first, I was like, oh, these are kind of lame. I can't find a good one. What?
Oh my God.
What?
Dude, last night I was like laying in bed.
I'm so scared.
I was watching Tana Mojo and I was just laying in bed, like just kind of rotting, getting ready to sleep. And then
Love
Quentin
Tana. Hi, Tana.
calls me and he goes, "Hey, are you asleep?" And I was like, "I'm trying to." And he goes, "Can you come outside?" And I was like, what's going on? I thought someone maybe broke into our cars or something. And I was like, well, and he was like, and that's fine. And I was like, no, I'm scared. Like, I'll go out there. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I come outside and he's just standing like this outside of the house.
And what are you doing?
Pointing at the middle school that's right across the street. And there's an owl at the peak of the roof of the middle school. And he goes, that owl has been hooting at me in threes for 2 weeks. This is the second time it's interrupted me. He goes, it's deafening to me. And then it started hooting. And I was like, it's not that loud to me. And I was like, this is like so loud it's interrupting your show. And he was like, yes, dude. And I looked it up and owls hooting in threes 3 times is death. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
This. And I was shaking. I was like, this is so scary.
Ew, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I grew up in West Texas, like far West Texas, like really close to New Mexico, really close to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with a lot of like Mexican like folklore, urban
Yeah,
legends.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Chupacabra.
So, but there's one called La Chusa, and it is an owl who is actually a witch. I think it's like a shape-shifting witch, but her like thing is like an owl. And I don't know the specifics because
What if that's what's visiting Cleveland?
See, I don't know. You said that, and I literally, and that's crazy you said that because
I'm gonna cry.
no, that's crazy you said that because I literally had it in the notes in the outline here to bring up, like, when we were going to talk about urban legends.
I'm done.
No, yeah, everybody.
Go.
All right, this is a great episode, and thanks for tuning in. No, I know that's gross. That's really crazy. So, I mean, yeah, no, that's literally like urban legend that I heard growing
Tell
up.
me the name of the witch so I can share it with them.
Okay, yeah. Tell them to look into it. Tell them to look into it.
Ooh.
It's yeah, I know it's really crazy. But no, I did hear that growing up, and I again I don't know the specifics, but we had a lot of owls also out in West Texas, so like I think that was a thing as well. But I think it's from Mexico. A lot of my like friends that I grew up with that were from Mexico, um, they told me that their parents would tell it to them, kind of like chupacabra or you know, kind of like boogeyman type stuff
Right.
also. But I swear one time we saw a chupacabra. I don't know what it was, but we were literally, so it was me.
A naked dog, right?
I don't know. What does a chupacabra look like?
It's kind of like a naked dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's supposed to
Don't like it already, but
I know.
so me and my friend, I was probably like 12 or 13. She was in high school. And we were driving around. So I grew up in a small town, literally 3,000 people, middle of the desert, right? But there was a road that went around the town, kind of outlined it in a circle. And it was called the truck route because that's where like the 18-wheelers would go because they weren't allowed to go through town. And I remember one night we were jamming out listening to songs, just going round and around in this loop because what else was there to do in a small town, you know, when you're like 13 years old.
Right.
And you have like a friend in high school with a car, it's like we're gonna cruise. So we were doing that. We were just kind of talking, and all of a sudden, and it's pitch black. It's like 9:30. I was not supposed to be out this late. We're driving down this road. Can't really see anything other than like the headlights because out there it's really dark. There's no cities. The skies are dark. You can literally see all the stars. There was no moon that night, and she just turns to my right and screams in my ear, like so loud. And so when she screamed, I turned this way because I was like, ow, you know? So I turned to look out the window. There is something. It looked like a wolf, like a person wolf thing.
Ew.
It was like furry. It literally looked like a person was just like hunched over because
Ew.
the back was so like it wasn't flat.
Like
It was like
skin
hunched
colors?
over. Yes. And they were furry.
I'm gonna cry.
And their eyes just like shined as we like went by. And so I started screaming and she just starts crying. And it was so like weird because like she just like it was so real. Like she was bawling. And I'm not making this up. That was literally like one of the top 10 scariest moments of my entire life. I was freaking out. And I told her, I was like, just take me home. And on the way home, she was like, what was that? And I was like, look, I don't know, but like you didn't have to scream like that.
Dude.
You made it 10 times worse. And I don't, but she said that she saw it coming up and that's why she screamed. And then I know, it's nasty.
It was hunching.
Yes, so its back was not like flat, like a wolf or a
yeah.
coyote. There are lots of coyotes out there. It was like a person trying to crawl, you know, but like with their like, yeah, nasty.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Are and sorry if you have this kind of dog, but they creep me out. But the labradoodles or like the big poodle dog, like they're kind of big, but they're like poodles.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my brother's ex has one.
Yeah, like if you have that dog, we can't date. I'm sorry, your dog scares me.
That's literally a person.
It's a person in a dog
person. Yes. No,
their eyes look like people too.
My brother's ex-girlfriend has one. His name is George. He's so cute. I followed him on Facebook. But also very scary because it's literally a person and he has people eyes.
Yeah.
They're blue like mine.
Yeah.
Like they're like, it looks wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, that's not supposed to be.
That's not how dogs are supposed to look.
No, that's not a dog.
And the way they like, they'll get on two legs and be like this, and it looks like a person is doing it. Like they're trying to pretend to be a dog.
What? I've not seen that.
I mean? Yeah.
No, I don't know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
No.
I did a lot of pet sitting, and I had to pet sit for like a few of those actually. A lot of people have those dogs. Yeah, they're all humpers.
That's terrifying. Ew, and ew on the humpers. I can't do a dog that's a humper.
I don't know what it is. Dogs love humping me. I don't know.
You're
And
so
then
sweet.
everybody's just like,
You're a
he just
donut.
really likes you. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, thank you.
Just let me finish.
Please tell me no one has ever said that to
I've
you.
never said that.
Oh my God.
But there have
I was about to say,
several
call it
occasions-
ASPCA, whatever, right now. The angel fly away from me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, you
Harmonize with me. So that was scary.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about urban legends, but first I kind of want to know what Halloween means to you. When you think of Halloween, what comes to your mind?
Ugh. Nostalgia,
Mm,
candy,
mm.
Disney Channel, Spooktober,
Oh my
all the
gosh,
Halloween Disney Channel
yes.
episodes, and like kind of being posted up, ready for like Halloween Town to be
Yeah.
on, you know?
You know what I just realized? I'm not wearing my sleeves.
Oh, damn.
That's okay. Pause. I'm putting the sleeves on.
Now you look extra Homer.
Okay.
You look
We've
extra
fixed
Homer.
it.
Yeah.
All right. So hey everyone. I'm definitely Homer Simpson now. If you thought I was SpongeBob before, sorry. Okay, anyway, I just remembered that I had these. Sorry, I just had to put them on.
Yeah, they look
because
great.
Hopefully we're not too far into the episode. But yeah, anyway, so the nostalgia of Halloween,
Yeah.
the Spooktober, Disney Spooktober, was that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so like
I made a calendar to make like October a Spooktober event, so I had to watch a Halloween movie every day of October. So 31 Halloween movies.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Probably, I mean, does Scream count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Scream
absolutely.
movies are my favorite.
They're so good. Because it's like the right amount of like
Gore
shit.
and thriller and jump
Yes,
scare.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also like sometimes they're kind of funny.
Or
You know what I
like
mean?
classic 70s horror movies.
Like, are we talking like
Exorcist,
Chainsaw Massacre?
The Omen, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Omen.
There's something scarier about the less CGI used.
Yeah, no, because
Yeah.
because it looked more real. I mean, it was literally like The Exorcist. They used pea soup
Right.
for her vomit. I
Mhm.
still can't eat pea soup because of that.
Mhm.
But I loved The Exorcist. Growing up, I'd come here to Austin to visit my dad,
Mhm.
and he had like a whole bookcase of like DVDs. And you know which one I chose to watch again over and over every night for the whole week that I was here for spring break?
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Because I'm psycho. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I loved that movie. But now, no, forget it. I live alone. I can't watch movies like that.
Not by myself. No, I don't
Yeah.
think I can.
No, absolutely not. So, you know, scary movies. Do you remember like in school when they would do like the Halloween parties, like and everybody got to bring like a baked good,
You guys dressed up.
or yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, everyone would be passing out candies to everybody. Like different classrooms would be giving candies to people.
yeah.
I have a story.
Okay.
It's not too long, but I wanted to be Spider-Man so bad. Like when I was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma wanted me to be like Tinkerbell or something like that. I'm like, no, I want to be Spider-Man, you know?
Stand your ground. Yes, queen.
A lesbian in the making.
Love it.
And then she was like, well, what if we cut some like holes in the mask and like put pigtails and you could be Spider-Girl? And I was like, first of all, nowadays I'd be like, that's cute. But back then I wanted to be Tobey
Right.
Maguire.
Okay. Okay.
And then, so we didn't do that, but she cut holes in the nose so I could breathe. And it was already a breathable mask.
Why'd she do that?
But like, then I was like, I look like this weird, like holes in my face
It didn't look
Spider-Man.
right.
It didn't look right. So, still upset with her about it.
Just holding a grudge. I get it. I understand. That's not that's
Stephanie Serrano, let me be Spider-Man.
Steph. You need to redeem yourself. I think this year for her birthday, or I guess technically next year,
Yeah.
she should present you with an adult Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
And just go as
prop
Spider-Man.
Wonka.
And yeah, and then just go as Spider-Man for Halloween next year.
Curvilicious Spider-Man.
It's a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Do you remember those like Halloween Spider-Man toys where you put like silly string
Yes.
on the thing and you could like do the
So
I got one. I had one. I had one. My grandpa, he was the best. He bought me anything I wanted. Love you, Peepaw. And I got one.
Those
And
were sick.
I wrecked his entire back wall of his house outside in the backyard. I wrecked it. Just silly string everywhere. And then he took it away from me because I just wouldn't stop spraying it everywhere. And it was so hard to clean up. I'm sure silly string is so bad for the environment.
Yes.
So bad. Oh.
I mean, we got left alone with some spray paint outside.
Yeah.
Me and some of the neighborhood kids. And
What happened?
we tagged the entire backyard fence. And I got my ass. Yeah.
Y'all were some bad kids.
Well, yeah, we just kind of went feral. And we were just like, whatever.
Yeah, like no
Our-
parents around. Like,
yeah, but it was like
yeah.
our parents' house.
I was too scared to do stuff like that. I don't know.
Why we did it. We were just thugging out.
Oh
I don't know.
God.
I guess so.
See,
or
I
just
don't
we
know.
weren't getting attention.
I feel
you
like
know?
if me and you knew each other in like our childhoods, like we grew up together,
Mhm.
I feel like, I mean this in the most respectful way.
Mhm.
I feel like you would have been the bad influence. I feel like you would have been like, let's do this. And I'd be like, "Oh, no, I don't know if my parents will like that."
Probably.
And then you'd have been like, fuck your parents. Grab this can of spray paint. Let's go.
That's probably what I did to those boys. Yeah.
But I mean that in like a loving
Two
way because
brothers,
like,
yeah.
but now we're both the instigators.
Yeah.
Now when you put us together, we have no self-control.
Mm-mm.
No. But no, I love that. I love the nostalgia of Halloween and the just, I don't know, the feeling it brings. Like, the last few years for me haven't felt like Halloween, but like the cool thing that I still have those like other memories of Halloween to,
Mm.
go back on. It still kind of brings the vibes alive, and just like decorating your house for Halloween. Do you do anything? Do you decorate your house?
Yes.
Pumpkins up.
100%.
Remember that scarecrow I had, Toby?
Yeah.
I used to have a scarecrow named Toby, and he was kind of an all year round Halloween decoration. But
He was cute.
do you remember? You had a talk with me one time when we lived together. No, it was right before we
About
lived
decorating
together.
too early?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So, Sammy, when is the appropriate time to start decorating for Halloween? Because I can tell you mine.
I'm going to say September 27th to October 1st. Like, that's a
Okay.
few days at the end of September.
That's not too far off from when mine is.
Yours is like September 1st.
It was September. It was September 5th. Okay. Just 2 weeks
And
earlier.
it's like still in Texas, it's still like 105 outside, so it doesn't feel very.
No, but
fall.
that's why I decorate earlier to get into the
Get into
vibe.
the
And so it'll last longer because in Texas, it really doesn't feel like fall here until like November,
Mhm.
until Halloween's already passed. Because every year for Halloween, it's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so unpredictable. Sometimes, like, I remember having to like wear a jacket over my costume because it was so
Mhm.
cold or it
Yeah.
was so hot. So
Yeah.
you never know.
Okay, so, as a kid, dressing up was kind of about just being cool, like either going as like a superhero or for me, I went with like serial killers and like really scary things. Like I
Oh,
was always a
okay.
demon or a ghoul.
Yeah.
Zombie, something
I was
like
a
that.
zombie.
The zombie,
Mhm.
classic.
And then one year, a lot of homemade costumes.
Yeah.
But one year I was Joe Calderone. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's
Grammys?
Joe Calderone. The VMA.
Was it the
You and
VMAs?
I. When
Yes.
she debuted You and I.
Yes.
And she had a bunch of Joe Calderones performing
She
with
did
her.
so great on
And it's when
that.
she slipped off the piano and fell.
I didn't know that. I thought that was
You
planned.
gotta watch that performance.
No, I have. I just thought that was planned.
No, she fell and hurt herself. Yeah, I remember Adele being like, you know.
Adele. Mind your
Yeah.
business.
And people didn't get it. You see like Bieber and like Taylor Lautner like kind of in the crowd not understanding. But it
Yeah.
was very like trans man
Yeah, I loved it.
representation.
Loved it.
you
It was
know?
giving trans man. It was giving drag king.
Mhm.
It was, I mean, it was drag.
It was
It was
drag.
drag, mama.
Mhm.
That was drag. So, Halloween then versus Halloween now as an adult, it's so different.
You have to create things to do because trick or treating isn't a thing.
Right. I mean, you
Or
could go
I need to
trick-or-treating,
steal
but
someone's kid
to have an
to
excuse
have an
to
excuse.
go trick or treating.
I'm always anyone with kids. I'm like, are you gonna take him? Are you gonna take him? I can.
I
I
can
know. I
t-
got him.
like
You-
no, yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah.
No, that I get that. I definitely understand that because it's like you could go trick or treating, but like by yourself, it's like.
And I'm a whole adult. Well, I could pass.
I mean, we have free will. We could do whatever we wanted to if we really wanted to.
Do you think we'd get turned away?
No, they can't turn you. I mean,
If we went up like
No.
a bag for candy, you have like a full beard. We have a bunch of tattoos, and we're like, trick or treat.
But they're like, these are for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it depends on the neighborhood.
Give me one fun size Kit Kat.
And then I'll go home.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, it's not that. It's candy.
You got 3 packs of them.
You know, but now, I don't know. It's so different for me, like Halloween festivities. Now I'm on Amazon. I'm looking for a hot outfit, minimal clothing, and I want to go to a Halloween party and like dance the night away. But I want to like look good. And I hate that because like it would be so cool to show up to a Halloween party and like, and maybe this is just like me being like narcissistic and like self-conceited, but like I'd love to show up as like, you know, like in Mean Girls where she dresses as
Halloween is the one night of year where you can dress like a complete slut.
slut.
And no one says anything.
And she dresses like the ex-wife or whatever. Yes.
That's me. I'm her.
Iconic. See,
Yeah.
I would love to do
You're Regina
that.
George.
I'm Regina George now.
Yeah.
And I would love to not be, but like, I don't know, every year for Halloween, I'm eating.
Huh.
I'm eating. Like, I can be a ghost, I could be a zombie,
But hot.
but it's gonna be hot. And I don't know why I'm like that now.
I want to like win a contest. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
I
we're on
wanna-
opposite ends of the spectrum, but I like where you're. Maybe this next Halloween we could link up and we could.
Yeah.
You could get me back into like.
You could be Hopper and I can be Dustin.
Sick. I love Stranger Things.
Yeah. Or I could be Winona. There's.
You could be Winona and I'll be the lights.
Yeah.
I'll just be wrapped up in the lights, or I'll be her cigarette.
Yeah. That's good. What about the one?
The what?
I had
Oh.
a coworker. I had a coworker that was her for Halloween, like 2016, right when Stranger Things came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And she had a phone hooked to her side, like a little, yeah.
Because she was waiting by the
In case
phone.
Will calls.
That's so iconic. That's
yeah.
good.
And she had like lights wrapped around her.
That's
I was like, that is
good.
great.
That's good. See, okay, no, that's yeah. My last few Halloweens, I haven't really been able to do much. So it's
Yeah.
like, I think if I had the opportunity and someone like, you know, I would definitely go all out. But I don't know, maybe this year could be different.
What do you want to do this year?
I don't know.
Are you gonna be at home?
Yeah, but I can come back to the city.
You can stay with me.
Yeah, let's
'Cause I'll
do
have
it.
my own place.
Yes, oh my God.
And I'll have
It's gonna work out. Yeah, all right. So maybe see us for Halloween. Part 2 coming on Halloween.
Be a little sluttier.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I kind of want to
No, I don't want to be slutty.
Yeah.
I had too much
kinda-
body dysmorphia. I actually have so much body dysmorphia being in this puffy donut.
It's really like, and you got it so fast too.
Amazon Prime.
Same. I literally was like picking all this stuff out and I was like,
I got it in 2 days.
I
A day and a
also,
half.
it's giving SpongeBob, it's giving Lemon Grab from Adventure Time. I don't know what it's not giving,
It's
but
giving Homer.
is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Homer has facial hair.
Does he? No, he has the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, but
It's close enough. It's close enough. Yeah. If I had like some brown, I could have.
maybe we could have. It's okay.
I did the hair. I don't know if you guys can see the hair. I did the hair
You
on
did.
the sides.
You did do the hair.
I did the
We see
hair.
it. We see
Yeah.
it, baby. Don't worry.
You see it?
They say you are what you eat. And I've had a few donuts in my life.
I deal with you. When I thought about asking you to be on here with me, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. This is exceeding my expectations. I love you so much. So going back into urban legends, I what are did you like have any growing up that your family told you, or because you're from this area and I'm from like a completely different part of Texas, which I came from a very superstitious area because it's very deserty, very skinwalker vibes. And you know, you grew up kind of in this area. Was there anything that like your family told you growing up that like kind of scared you as a kid, or they say like, oh, don't stay up late, or like a cuckoo's gonna
Like Kukui.
yeah.
That and Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah. I went to Travis Heights Elementary,
Okay.
and for some reason, we were just some elementary schoolers alone in a bathroom. It was like 3 of us girls.
Okay.
And like one of the older ones was like telling us about Bloody Mary, and they were like, if you turn off the light
Yeah.
and look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary, I'm not gonna say it. Like I really
Like you literally can't even say it to this day.
say it. You say it 3 times in the mirror with the lights off, and then when you turn the lights on,
Yeah.
you see her. And so
Was this your first time that you had heard about Bloody Mary?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And we did it, and then as soon as I turned the light on, we heard like a big bang. We were out that bitch. We were gone.
Wait, seriously? Like
Yes.
from in the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it was loud, and we left.
I'm sure
And then I blacked
Travis Heights is an old school.
Yeah,
There's gotta be some ghosts in there.
definitely. My grandma said that she worked at or she was at the bank, like right there off Old Wharf and South Congress.
Yeah.
The Wells Fargo, that little like old house. It
Oh,
looks like a
yes,
little
yes. It's
Victorian.
yes, yes.
There's a Wells Fargo there, and she said that she would go to that bank, and she said that she got into an elevator, and there she just recognized this man's shoes. They were very nice shoes, and he had like talked to her and stuff. And then when she was getting out of the elevator, he wasn't there anymore. Yeah, and then so she talked to someone at the bank about it, and they were like, "Yeah, a man that used to work here passed away, and he had brown
Clutching my
shoes."
pearls.
Yeah. Mhm.
And the brown shoes.
The brown shoes. She goes, "I remember the shoes."
That's so specific. That's
Mhm.
crazy. See, I've seen ghosts, but I've never had an experience like that where it's like so vivid, where it's literally like I think I'm
Talking to
talking to
someone.
someone.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never had that kind of experience before.
Yeah.
I've definitely had some spooky stuff, and we've shared a couple of spooky experiences together that I do want to talk about, but we'll save that for the end. So
Mhm.
please continue watching or listen. But no, I've never seen something so clear like that. I've definitely seen things, I've heard things, I've had my own experiences,
Mhm.
but nothing to that extent, which I've always wanted to see, which is crazy because it's like, I know it would fuck me up, but like, how cool would that be to like say that you
Talk to a
talk
ghost.
to a ghost?
We should do ghost hunt.
Sammy, no, listen, if me and you went ghost hunting, I don't think we'd be okay. I think that we would, I don't know. I don't know.
Like get one of like Brittany Broski's mom, get like some equipment, post up in like a place that we know is haunted. Stay at the Driscoll.
Oh my God, we should room at the Driscoll. The
Mhm.
Driscoll Hotel here in Austin, Texas is so haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So haunted. Always wanted to go on a ghost tour there.
Mm-hmm.
We should rent a room.
Yeah, my old coworker at Big Top Candy Shop. I worked there for 2 days.
Shout out Big Top. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you
Hashtag
guys for
SoCo
being
represent.
So understanding.
We're like that girl in Austin and Alley that has like a different job every episode.
That's
That's literally. I could never keep a job.
At the Coffee Shark. 5 years.
I could never keep a job.
No,
It's hard for me.
I get too burnt out. So
Your coworker at Big Top.
she does ghost tours, but there is a lot of walking, so I don't know if that'd be a good idea.
I could do it.
Think so?
Yeah, I got my cane. I got my.
You have your chair too.
I got my braces on.
Yeah.
Is it wheelchair accessible?
I'll tell her to make it
They have
wheelchair
elevators.
I think she also does it pedicab way.
Oh my God.
too.
Let's do that. Let's do
Yeah,
that. Let's do that. Let's do
yeah.
that. And then we could film it and like. release
That'd be
it.
sick, vlog style.
Oh my God. We should. What if we just get into ghost hunting?
I'm so down.
This episode is unlocking like a whole different like pathway. Like, screw the podcast. I'm just gonna become a ghost
Let's
hunter.
just be ghost hunters.
Honestly, iconic. Queer ghost hunters.
Yep.
That could be a thing.
That's so niche.
Y'all let us know. Let me know. Let
Mm-hmm.
me know if y'all would watch that. I don't know. Have you yourself, besides the one that we had together, had seen a ghost, had an experience with a ghost, or it could even just be something that happened to you that you can't really explain?
I think I get not to sound all spiritual and shit, but I haven't had an experience with a ghost, but I've had an experience with a higher power and getting signs.
Okay, yes, yeah,
things, you know?
yeah.
Like I'll be down on myself about something, and then like all of a sudden I get like a promotion on this thing the next
Right.
day, and that's a sign for me to go in this direction. Could be spiritual psychosis,
Yeah.
but
Not the spiritual psychosis. No,
But
I-
shit that's like, oh, that
yeah,
was my sign.
that kind of stuff
Yeah.
happens to me. I'm also just like a little witchy. So like I get signs all the time. Like the other night we were out and we were going to Cheer Ups, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, is there or before you asked the person if there was an event, because it was $25 we were not going to pay to get in.
Yeah.
Sorry, love you, Cheer Ups. But you said, "Oh, look, tattoos." And as soon as you said that, I pulled out a sticker in my bag that I didn't know I had that said tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
And
then you were like, I hope it rains when we were at the pool.
literally, there was not a single cloud in the sky. Well, there was a couple, but they were white.
Yeah.
But we were coming back from the pool, and I was just like, I really hope it rains.
I was like, this bitch looked at a weather app. And you were like, no. And then it was like hurricane
Hurricane-force winds.
Mikey.
And I literally was just like, all I wanted was a little rain.
Yeah.
No, we got
It was a river outside.
yeah, it was flash flood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We still went to Chili's.
Yeah, we got a little trip over, didn't we? So yeah, no, I get you on the coincidental side of things, the signs.
Mhm.
You see a lot of angel numbers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones do you see the most?
All of them.
Really?
111, 222, 333. It's like
Four,
I. Yeah. No. I just the whole time, like anytime I look at a clock, it's like always those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I see like 444 a lot.
Mm.
I don't know what that means. Someone out there let me know.
Mm.
But I see a lot of 444, so I get that.
I feel like that one means that you're like on the right path or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must be then, because I feel like I am lately though, so
I
that
think
makes
you are
sense.
too.
I think you are too. Yeah. All right. So if you're down, I would love to read some scary stories with you that I found on Reddit.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found these last night. And at first I was reading them and I was like, I could not find a good one. I literally was just like, oh, some of these are kind of lame. Some of these are kind of off. And I don't know if it was just because it was late night and I was home alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just like whenever I open that side of my brain up, like I'm either watching Ghost Hunters or a scary show or something like that, or I see like a scary TikTok or someone do like a scary story time on TikTok, like I just get the chills. Like it just like opens up this like channel in me. I
Mhm.
don't know. I feel like, and so I started reading these again. They were 10 times scarier than when I started reading them. So I don't know. I want to read some to you and you let me know what you think.
Okay.
Just talk about them. So I just went all throughout Reddit and I picked 5 that I think were some pretty solid ones.
I'm gonna close my eyes and pretend like I'm in a dungeon.
Like you're in a dungeon? All right, you ready?
Yeah, do the voice.
All right.
Do a scary voice.
I don't know if I can do a scary voice.
Yeah.
That sounded like the count.
Oh.
Reddit user.
Yeah.
No, that was my straight voice. Hold on. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to do it in my regular
Okay.
voice. Sorry, I can't do it. Reddit user Pulux. Is that good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I want to be fun.
That's good.
Okay. Reddit user Puluxia says, I've told this story on Reddit before, but it's one I very rarely tell in person because people invariably don't believe me. When I was 20, I visited a town in Italy that has a medieval tower that you can climb. My girlfriend didn't want to, so I went up on my own and was the only person at the time doing so. It was a hot, sunny day when I entered the tower. There was a flight of stairs that wound around the edge of the tower and no windows. Climbing the tower took at the very most 5 minutes. At the top of the stairs, there was a ladder and a trap door that opened up onto the roof of the tower. When I opened it, I found the weather had changed dramatically and was overcast and threatening. I forget if there was thunder or not, but I was genuinely concerned about lightning. Being at the top of a tall tower in that weather, I get it. I cautiously climbed out onto the roof just to have a quick look before going straight down. The roof was surrounded by some sort of metal cage or bars that were presumably intended to prevent anyone from falling or jumping off the tower. I heard some thunder and saw electricity between some of the bars. Not a blinding lightning strike, just kind of arching. I think this is like translated or something because I'm not really getting that.
Right.
I decided that the tower was imminently going to be struck and descended as quickly as I could. At the bottom, I was surprised to find the weather was again sunny with a clear sky. My girlfriend could tell I was shaken and was amazed when I told her I thought that maybe there had been lightning. The weather hadn't changed at all while I had been up in the tower and had remained sunny and clear. I'm very much a skeptic when it comes to the paranormal. I'm not religious, and I've had no other weird experiences like this. In short, I'm not your stereotypical spooky things happen to me kind of person. I'm the complete opposite of that, and yet I have no explanation of this. I've tried since to figure out which tower it was. I spent a couple of summers traveling around southern Europe and climbed a lot of old towers, and I'm fairly sure it was the Torre Grossa in San Gimignano. Don't know how to pronounce that. Somewhere in Italy. It doesn't have a cage around the top, but there is a metal cage around the bells, and that must be what I remember. To this day, I still can't explain what happened to me in the tower.
So ADHD, the weather changed.
So he was walking up, the tower,
Yeah.
and he said that to get really onto like the top of the tower to the roof around the top of the tower, there was a ladder with like a trap door,
Yeah.
that you had to push open to go out
Yeah.
of. So when he went into the tower, it was sunny, clear skies, but his girlfriend didn't want to go up, so
Mhm.
she stayed. But he said he went all the way to the top, and when he opened, the sky was different. It was cloudy, stormy. Thought he saw lightning, he heard thunder. So he thought that, I should get down if it's lightning or thundering,
Yeah.
right? So he goes back down, comes out to his surprise. He tells his girlfriend's like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
And he tells her like what he saw, and she
Mhm.
was like, "No, it's been sunny this whole time."
That's weird.
That's kind of teetering on like alternate universe, different
Universe,
like a
yeah.
parallel
Yeah.
universe, like you might have
Took him to
slipped
a
into a
different
different,
timeline.
yeah, like a portal type of thing.
Yeah.
And I just chose that one because I thought that was very
That's
like
scary.
interesting.
That's an interesting one.
It's kind of more like psychological than like
Yeah.
ghost, but like I was reading this and I was like, imagine like, and it's like not like
Unless his girlfriend's the ultimate gaslighter.
gaslighter. I was about to say like
Like,
imagine.
no,
I was
no,
I,
it's been fine.
I was about to say that. I was like, imagine it's like, and it's not like she's gaslighting him because like he genuinely saw that and
Yeah.
and if he comes back down, I mean, like, how quick can the weather change
Yeah.
that fast?
Yeah.
And he said it's only about a 5-minute trip to the top and a 5-minute trip down the stairs to the bottom. I mean, here in Texas, the weather can change that fast.
And yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe she's the ultimate gaslighter, but I just found that
That's
really
crazy.
interesting. Found that one really interesting. Okay, this next one. Was that a
Okay.
good spooky voice? I kind of got off.
Yeah,
I
that's
made
good.
some commentary, but okay. Next one.
Okay.
Reddit user query. I used to be super into visiting haunted houses, hotels, etc. Ghost investigations. Shanley Hotel in New York was the most active, clearly genuinely haunted place I've ever seen or been to. But the scariest experience I ever had was at my family's old house. It was a big house, and as the oldest of 3 siblings, I had the privilege of living in the in-law portion, like a tiny apartment built into the main house. Privilege is in quotations because there was always something weird about that part of the house. Lights flickering, weird things showing up in photographs slash selfies. Took a picture on my long distance relationship girlfriend. Oh, took a picture for my long distance relationship girlfriend at the time, and it looked like there was a hand around my throat. Other things that I thought could have somehow been explained rationally, things I brushed off. One night, sleeping on Skype with said ex girlfriend, I woke up to the horrifying, deafening sounds and vibrations of something running towards me at full force and speed. I've never been as scared as I was in that moment, and I've never screamed louder. Didn't even sound like my voice screaming. Scared the shit out of my girlfriend, but she scared me even more when she said she had woken up just before me and she heard it too. It's been 7-ish years, and I still get freaked out thinking back to that night. That kind of reminds me about our experience.
Something is running full force.
Yeah, I guess.
What is that movie?
He,
There's a
what?
movie where like someone's just running at her.
Get out.
Is it? Or
You know when he like when he's coming through the yard. I think it's the groundskeeper or whatever.
maybe. Or like The Conjuring. If y'all know what movie I'm talking about.
Maybe the Conjuring's movies were
It's really
scary.
Annabelle escaped.
Apparently that was a rumor.
I like to believe it's real.
We could live in that fantasy. I mean, they said it was a rumor, but what if they really
Or if they're just trying to
cover up? Exactly. Exactly. They didn't find her. She's still out there.
She's out in them streets.
She's out in them streets.
Mm-hmm.
Third one.
Okay.
This is from a deleted Reddit user, so I can't give credit.
Okay.
It was about 4 years ago. It wasn't the first paranormal occurrence to happen, just the one that scared me the most. As we hear a loud bang in the studio, okay. One night, my 2.5-year-old son woke my husband and I up when he crawled into our bed. I couldn't fall back asleep, so I decided to work on a project in my craft room. I was in there for about 45 minutes when the small monitor to my nanny cam started rapidly flickering on and off. Mind you, these were not motion-censored cams, only continuous feed. The cams are in the living room and our son's room. I went over to the monitor and picked it up. It all of a sudden made this loud, ear-piercing sound like a mic feedback. It startled me, and I dropped the monitor face down. I noticed the glow around the edges had stopped flickering. I picked up the monitor and turned to look at the screen. I saw my son standing as still as a statue in the middle of the living room, staring at the wall. I started for the door with the monitor still in my hand. When I glanced down again, my son's head turned. Only the head. And his eyes went directly to the camera in the upper corner of the room. He had no expression on his face at all. I left the room and went through the small kitchen and dining room, rounded the corner to the living room, and it was empty. The door to our bedroom was on the other side. I went in there, and my son was sound asleep in the same position he was in when I left. My husband looked up from his e-reader. I asked him if he had woken up and went to the living room. He told me no. I asked if my husband had gotten up to go to the bathroom or kitchen, thinking maybe he just didn't see our son try to follow him. But husband swears he hasn't left the bed at all, and our son has been peacefully snoring away the whole time. Like I said before, this wasn't the first time we had seen doppelgangers, but it was always so brief that you didn't really have time to get scared or have it completely register yet. This was different. It wasn't just a glimpse. Above all, it was the look on my son's face, that empty, void stare when he turned his head to face the camera. Still, even now, typing this here on Reddit, it gave me the chills. I don't like that. I don't like that.
The doppelganger.
I don't like that.
That's not ghost. That's not alternate universe. That's like
That's
not conspiracy.
isn't a doppelganger like when like there's like another
Like you're
version
familiar.
of you?
Not you're familiar. You're fucking
Yeah.
What's from the movie Us?
Yes. That's a doppelganger.
They're tethered.
Yes,
Or they're
tethered to you
tethered.
in some way.
Yeah.
And they say that everybody out there has a doppelganger. But I've also heard that you're not supposed to come across your doppelganger because I think it's either bad luck or something bad is about to happen to you if you come across your doppelganger. And I have read stories on Reddit. I'm not a huge Reddit person, but I have read stories about people either seeing their doppelganger or people who knew people who saw their doppelganger, and they either or something bad happened shortly after. So apparently we all have one.
That's weird.
I know, I don't like that. That freaks me out.
Then I'm also like the realist. Or
You are? No, you're very grounding in that. It's the Capricorn in you. It's the Capricorn in you.
There's a half of me where I'm like, man, this is someone like Reddit probably had this thread and someone was like, this is my time to shine and show my storytelling. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, great story. But like,
right, like this could all be fake.
They could be real. I don't know. But like also, I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know.
This remind me, you asked me about a ghost encounter.
Yeah.
my childhood dog recently had to be put down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was
I'm
really
so
sad.
sorry. I didn't know.
My grandma had a hard time. But my roommate's dog, Remy, she never like if Quentin is not home, she sits in the living room and waits for him
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
And so I'll even like call her to like come cuddle with me and she's just like, "No, waiting for my mom." And I'm just like, "Okay." But I was on the phone with my grandma and she was like, "I had to put Mojo down and stuff," and we were both crying. And Remy came in and got on the bed with me and stared at the corner of my room for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Right when y'all started talking about
Yes. And I was
y'all's
like, she never gets in bed with me. And why is she just staring at the corner of the room?
That's crazy. Was it the floor corner?
Up.
Up. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird.
Okay.
So that
Yeah,
was
that's a little
the ghost
strange.
of my dog.
But like honestly, if you're gonna have a ghost around,
Yeah.
I would rather it be like
Maybe he was just
my
saying
favorite
bye,
dog.
and
Maybe.
Remy felt him.
I have had dreams of people that like have passed away, really strong dreams
Mhm.
about, you just said like maybe they're saying bye. I literally had a visitation. Well, I would say it was a visitation.
Mhm.
But I so my grandmother, my biological mom's stepmom,
Mhm.
she passed, I want to say 2008, 9, 10, something like that. She had cancer. And I never really got to say goodbye to her. And after she passed, that whole side of the family kind of moved away. So I really had no closure around her death, and I was also so young, I couldn't really comprehend stuff like that at that
Mhm.
time. And it was it, it was 2020 or 2021. I was in the apartments I'm in now, but I moved away and then moved back in. And I had a dream one night where I was walking through the entry hallway into my childhood home. It was so bright and sunny, but it wasn't like a dream. It was like I was really there. And I remember I turned the corner, and I hope I don't cry like talking about this because it's really crazy. I remember I turned the corner we had this huge den, and it was just kind of like the family. We had the living room and then like the den, but the den was just more of like a family room. That's kind of where everybody hung out at. And
Mhm.
we had these beautiful like um, windows on the top of the ceiling and skylights and stuff. So it was a very bright room. But in this, I guess, dream, it just looked like 10 times brighter. And someone's standing in the middle of the room. So I walk in, and this person turns around, and it is my grandmother. And she's just
You were like 22 when this happened?
Yes, years,
Yeah.
years later. It was so weird and very, very random. And I had always felt her around me. I had always she smoked a lot of cigarettes. She was a smoker. And she always wore this specific perfume that I don't even know like how to describe the scent. But so I would always, every now and then, weirdly, whenever she would pop in my mind, I would get this scent of cigarettes and perfume,
Mhm.
you know? It was really weird, and then it would go away. I'd see a lot of moths. She always said that if she was gonna come back, she would come back as a moth.
Mhm.
So I always saw a lot of moths. It was so weird. But she turns around and she just smiles, and I just see her, and I'm like, oh my God, and it felt so real. So I just run up to her and I hug her, and I don't say anything, but the only thing she says to me, she grabs me and she goes, "You were the last person I needed to say goodbye to. You were all I needed."
Hmm.
And then I hugged her for a second, really tight, and I felt her. And then I woke up, but I woke up like crying. Like it was crazy. I've never come out of a dream just
Have a
crying.
conversation with a ghost,
He,
just like in a
just
different
in a
reality.
different reality, different form.
Wow.
It was really heavy. It was really crazy. And you know what? Ever since then, I haven't felt her. I genuinely think that that was literally her telling me that I was the last person, because everyone else in the family has said that she's come to them in their dreams and stuff like that, and not me, but she did finally. And I have not smelled that perfume. I've not felt her around me. I still feel her in my heart, obviously, but
Mhm.
like I've not I would literally physically feel her around me sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know she's still around, but like I really think that like I was like maybe I was really the last person that she needed to say goodbye to before she could move on.
No one wants to talk to me.
Maybe you gotta like, well, I don't know. I can't even say like open up because it literally just happened to me. It was so weird.
Maybe I do close off out of survival. If I
Yeah,
lose
yeah.
someone, I'm like,
Block it off, protect yourself.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
can't let myself hurt that
Yeah, no,
much. You know.
it sucks. It's
Mhm.
awful, and nobody wants to feel it. You know, it's easier to just say like, oh,
I
like,
will say my guitar teacher Don, who gave me my acoustic that I still play
mm-hmm.
today. I was at his memorial and I was strong the whole time. The
Yeah,
whole time I wasn't crying.
yeah,
The whole family was crying,
yeah.
and I was supposed to go up and perform a song. Perform a song.
You see me
I
look
was
at it.
supposed to go up and perform a song
Yeah.
at his memorial, and as I started playing, I started losing it. I started losing it. I started crying. I was cry singing, and then like his sister came up and tried to help me with the song, but
Yeah.
I feel like in moments like that where we're like missing someone or we're like getting emotional about someone, that's them being close. And we have this love with nowhere to
Yes,
put it.
yes,
You
yes,
know, that's
yes.
what grief is. They're close.
I I agree. You know, it's okay if you don't want to talk about this, but our friend Jeff,
Hmm.
you were really close with him.
Yeah.
I knew him through him being in your band and stuff like
Hmm.
that, and he was a great guy. And I had a spooky kind of, I think, visitation from what I think was him.
Mm.
Um, Whenever I first found out that he passed, um, played the keys like a angel, like
Hmm.
literally the best pianist keyboardist I've ever, like, I mean, anything you wanted he could do.
Hmm.
Such a great guy. And but when I found out, you had posted on your story, and I was getting a brain MRI, I was getting a brain scan, and I was in the basement of this old hospital,
Mm.
and I waited for them to come get me. And I texted you because I saw your story, and I asked, I was like, hey, did Jeff pass away? And you said, yeah. And we were texting about it, and then literally, I know it sounds so weird, but like the room just got really cold, and they were kind of like those like leather hospital seats,
You told
like
me about this.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was like those leather like kind of hospital seats,
Mhm.
like waiting room seats. And I literally was texting you, and I was just thinking in my head, I was like, oh, Jeff,
Mhm.
like, man, Jeff. And as soon as I thought that, it got really cold,
Mhm.
and I heard like the leather squeak in the seat to my left, and I looked over, and there was like a indention. Not even joking. And before I could even say anything or even text you back, I didn't even get to text you back till after my scan. They were just like, Stone, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I think that was,
Yeah, he
you
always
know,
talked about you.
I
Yeah,
know.
and he was always saying like how he would share both of our music with people that he'd meet out there.
I wish I worked with him more.
Yeah.
He was a great person.
He was a true fan.
Yeah,
Like always down to do whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have another spooky thing that kind of with him as well. I just one night I was laying in bed. It was like 3 in the morning, and uh, I don't know why he just popped in my head. Sometimes he just pops in my
Me
head,
too.
kind of when I'm doing music.
Mhm.
But this night I was doing music, and he just popped in my head, and I was just like, ah, Jeff. And so I was like, hi, Jeff, miss you.
Mhm.
Just kind of acknowledging that his thought came. I was like, I don't know who put that there.
Mhm.
I'm also just like I'm kind of spiritual like that. I kind of believe that some things are just meant to come across for a reason. That
Mhm.
but that's a whole different thing. And yeah, so I just was feeling. I just like was in bed, and I just got this like really sad feeling. It was I miss you kind of feeling,
Mhm.
like a loss. And I was just like, oh God, I was like, I need to get some air. So I went outside to get some air, and I stand outside. I'm looking at the stars, and I'm literally just like, miss you, Jeff. And I'm like trying to get over this feeling because I think it was just revolved around Jeff. And the shed light next to me turns on,
You told me about this too.
and then it turns
Yep.
off, and then on and off and on and off and on and off. And I'm looking at it, and it's not motion censored. And I literally said, Jeff, if you're here with me, you know, first off, I'm enjoying hanging out with you. It's good to hang out
Mhm.
with you again. I feel you, but you know, just so I know it's you, could you like, stop doing that? Like I get it.
Mhm.
Turned off. Stopped flashing, just turned off. Not even joking. Could it be a coincidence? Of course. There's so many things in this universe we can't explain. But that really happened, y'all.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. I have so many ghosts. experiences. So I'm sorry, we're getting off so topic. Like,
you and I had this.
what?
You look like how I looked when I was diagnosed with my liver disease. Jaundice. Jaundice.
Sammy.
Ugh. I gotta pee.
All right, so I've got 2 more scary stories from Reddit. You ready?
Yes.
All right, these ones are kind of short. I thought this one was really cool. From Reddit user Meet Joe Homo.
Scary voice.
Very on brand for us. Oh, Reddit user Meet Joe Homo. When I was in my early 20s, I owned a hearse. It wasn't much to look at, but it was a lot of fun to own. Anyway, all funeral cars have a partition that separates the driving compartment from the coach area where the casket or gurney, yes, mine was that old, was kept. I would park the car in the morning when I got home from work, and that night when I would return to the car, the glass partition would open several inches. Every night, I would close the glass, and every morning, the glass would be open again. Some thought that someone was screwing with me, and I considered that, but to faithfully keep up the gag for well over a year is a bit much. It happened every single day. Not most days, but every day. I suspect that a spirit in the car did not like the partition closed for some reason. In the summer, it would get really hot back there, and in the winter, cold.
Duh.
Duh. Okay.
Come on.
Come on. The AC didn't work, and the heater core for the rear was bad. Maybe they wanted a better temp.
Hmm.
It did bother me, and I actually thought it was kind of cool. See, that's like spooky but cool.
What was open?
So, and you know how in a limo,
Stupid.
no, so you know how it's called a partition.
Yeah.
It's the part in the limo, the glass that goes. Yeah, it's called a partition. So it's that glass that you can like close for privacy
Yeah.
between the driver cab and
down every day.
yeah. So in a hearse, it's the same. There's a partition where there's the cab where you drive in, you could sit,
Yeah.
and then the back is where like the body goes.
Yeah.
So that it would have it closed, and every day when he would get up, it would be open 7 inches.
That is spooky.
That is spooky.
That is really spooky.
Especially given that it's a car that dead bodies were put in.
Literally. But the temperature being different in summer and winter, yeah.
Well, I think he just said that because he made a joke about maybe the ghosts wanted a better temp.
What do you mean? Like it would be hot in the summer and cold in the winter?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how that goes.
Yeah, but no, he was saying in the summer it would get really hot back there, and in the winter cold. The AC didn't work, and the heater core for the rear was bad. So like in the winter you turn the heater on, right?
Mm-hmm.
The heater didn't work for the back.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer you turn the AC on, right? Didn't have good AC. So he was saying that the back didn't have good AC. So that's why because they wanted a better temperature. Girl, it's hot back here.
It's not even spooky. They're just like, come on.
Yeah, no, for real. It's not even that deep. They're just like
live here
yeah.
for all eternity.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's giving Haunted Mansion. Yeah, no, we got there.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
God.
Good. No, please. It's I understand where the confusion was.
Yeah.
It was kind of a poorly written story.
Yeah.
Also I could have said that weird. So all right, last one.
Okay.
This is from Reddit user KatieCat0214. Alpha Johnny Bravo. No,
God.
story time. This happened in college, mid-80s. Best friend, who was not yet then my roommate, and I got to playing around with a homemade Ouija board. And I made it out of basic notebook paper with the straw as a planchette. I don't know what that is. I think maybe that's the thing that you move around.
I guess so.
Yes, I don't know. Broke college days. Such fun. We got in touch with 2 spirits who claimed to be from World War II, Jonathan and Wade. Being the dumb college kids we were, we begged them to send us a sign. They didn't want to. Said it would cost a lot of energy and might open a door to other less good spirits. No, no, we said. Send us a sign. We log off, go to sleep, wake up, go out, run errands, club, another club, bus,
Yes.
another next club. Anyway, sorry. We were we returned to the dorm room. Uh Message light is blinking on. Now antique. Answering machine. Some of y'all never took an English class and it's really
Yeah.
showing. Okay. So I guess the answering machine,
Mhm.
that you had a new message, light was blinking.
Mhm.
Scroll through. One message in the middle is Wade loves Katie. We knew no Wades. No one in Dee's family, and my family, is named Wade. We had no friends, professors, fellow students named Wade, and so we proceeded to freak right out. Replayed it, kept freaking out. OMG, this must be their sign. A phone call from beyond the grave. It's like Monster House.
Yeah.
Um, then had the bright idea to bring over our best male buddy and let him near it. He lived across the way in the boys' dorms. Dee and I run downstairs. She runs and gets Jay. We run back upstairs. Message light still blinking. We go to play the messages, and that particular message in the middle is now gone. Never came back. Q more freaking out. Q a stern warning from Jay about messing with the Ouija boards. Dee and I kept doing it, and I noticed my hands going cold all the way up to my elbows. I felt drained, no energy. Then one weekend, my roommate went home. I went out, returned home around dusk, walked in, and the dorm was freezing cold. In May, in the deep south. I walked in and saw at the window a giant hand that knocked 3 times through the glass. We lived on the third floor. I took one giant step back, said nothing, thought nothing, turned off the light, locked the door, ran down to Dee's dorm room. Q more freaking out. I told Dee I'm spending the night here, even if I have to sleep on the floor. We relaxed, then I suddenly realized, crap, I need my contact solution and clothes. No, honestly, like I get that. We have to go back. Dee said, give it an hour or two, maybe more. So we did. Went back in. Room was completely normal. No heaviness, no freezing temps. Dee and I ripped up the homemade Ouija board, clipped the straw planchette into pieces, and never did it again. I know what I saw. I saw a giant hand knocking on my window, through the glass. It moved the window blinds on the inside, and we lived on the third floor. Something wanted in. Never again.
It was Wade.
It was Wade. It was that sign y'all asked for.
Y'all be asking for stuff and then all surprised.
See, Ouija boards,
That's an
I've
invitation.
I've messed with the Ouija boards, and the last time I did have a really not so chill experience.
It was not so chill.
It was not so chill. So I was out at the bar with a couple of friends, and we were kind of looking for plans after. No one really wanted to do anything. Lots of people had to work the next day, but me and a couple of other people were like, "Hey, we don't have anything to do." And we met these two girls at the bar and never saw them again, ever again. And they were like, "Yeah, we're regulars." Never saw them again. It was so weird. So
Yeah, I'm sure the regulars. You're
yeah,
probably stuck
right.
here for eternity.
Okay, remember earlier when I was like, I've never seen a ghost and thought I was talking to somebody? So they invite us over to their house,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, we have an Ouija board. And I'm like, I'm drunk.
Mhm.
I'm so drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go to your house and mess around with an Ouija board for you
Yeah.
or with you, like, why
Yeah.
why not? I was 21, I was drunk. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I was looking for an adventure and I found one. Nothing really too crazy other than when we got there, we all had the intention that like we were literally going over there to play the Ouija board.
Yeah.
So we get to their house. It was kind of like an apartment duplex situation. I don't even remember where it's at, but it was somewhere in San Marcos.
Mhm.
And as soon as we open the door to their house, so they go in first, me and my friend Charlie are right behind them. And me and Charlie follow them in. As soon as they open the door, we all step inside. As soon as they close the door, and they closed it very lightly, 2 mirrors that were hanging up in their hallway fell off the wall and shattered the
Mm.
second we entered the door. And the hallway was on the other side of the house. So even if they did kind of slam the door a little hard,
Yeah.
it might have just rattled it. Or I don't even know. The door was literally like so lightly closed. And so, yeah, so the
Yeah.
door literally was just shut lightly
Mhm.
and the mirrors fell and shattered. We were like, well, that was weird, but I didn't think anything about it because I'm an idiot. So
Mhm.
whatever, they cleaned it up and we ended up playing the Ouija board. But I just remember that happening right before we started playing, as soon as we got into the house. So don't mess with the Ouija boards, kids.
Setting the tone. Gee.
Yeah, literally, it was a very weird night. But the last thing I want to talk about is me and you have a scary shared experience, and I kind of want to touch on that before we head out.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even know. I never know how to start this story.
I don't know.
We
'Cause
were
it's so random. It was just random. Like you were just chilling. I guess I'm starting it.
Yeah,
You
well,
go.
so okay, to preface, we lived together at one point. This was
How long did we live together?
like 6 months.
We lived together for 6 months.
It was like 5 or 6 months. I think it
Wow.
was a while.
Huh.
Yeah. I think so. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like it was maybe 3, 4.
Could have been. I don't know. Time is so weird to me. I don't yeah, I have
don't
no sense of time anymore. But yeah, no, we lived together in the hills of Austin, kind of out there.
Mhm.
Especially back then, it was less developed. It was really just that apartment complex alone on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were there alone, it felt kind of lonely. It felt
Yeah.
very like
Secluded.
that kind of vibe. But yeah, so we lived together, and one night we were just in my room,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you were going to get something out of the kitchen, either a snack or a
Mhm.
drink. It was late. It
Mm-hmm.
was like midnight, 1 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, do you want to, I mean, it's kind of takes
Yeah,
off with you.
I went, like, it was his bedroom door. It was closed. It was closed. And as soon as I went to the bedroom door, something was telling me, don't go out there.
Did you open the door?
I hadn't opened it yet. Like, I was just kind of like, I was stopped in my tracks of opening that door. And I was just kind of like, something feels wrong. Something feels wrong. And then I was like, Mikey, something feels dark. Something feels off. And you were like, what? What? You know, and you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know, but like something just feels really scary.
You opened it at one point though, right?
And then I opened it. And it's just your hallway, right?
No, but it did, I do
But
remember after you opened it, it felt weird.
it felt weird. Like the doorway just felt dark and almost portal like.
Yeah.
You know, a
Yeah.
dark portal like.
Because from my point of view, you literally just opened the door
And
you just stood there. You didn't say anything. You didn't even move. It didn't even look like you breathed.
No,
You literally just opened it and you were just, for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You were just staring into the darkness of this hallway.
Yeah.
And it, from my point of view, also, I could be tripping right now, but like, it looked darker than normal.
Yes. And you had like a hallway light on, but it just felt darker.
Yeah. I didn't see any light.
No, it was scary. And I was standing there for that 10 seconds. And then I don't remember if I just like ran away or and shut the door. What did I do?
You stood there. Okay, so what happened? So you stood there, you're standing there for 10 seconds. And then I'm like on my bed, and so like
You're
I see
sitting
you
up at
standing
this
there, and I'm
point.
sitting up at this point, and I'm kind of going, I'm like, Sammy, and you're not saying anything. And I'm like, Sammy, what is going on?
Because I couldn't even explain it.
As soon as I said that, you just said, and then you just like were like, oh my God. And you like slammed the door and ran back and got on my bed.
Jumped in bed
And
with you.
we both like grabbed each other.
Like
I didn't even know what
I
didn't even know what was going on.
No.
I just
You felt it though.
I felt it though.
Yeah.
The energy felt weird in general
Yeah.
at this point. So yeah, no, you get on the bed. I wouldn't even say you really jumped on the bed.
No.
You just like
Got
and
it.
then all of a sudden we were holding each other
And we both looked up at his
Yes.
night lamp right next to him.
to the
We both
right
looked
side.
at that lamp. And then the bed collapses.
And when we say collapse, I mean the bed frame completely just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
From the headboard to the footboard, the frame that we were in just dropped to the floor. Like right after we looked at, I don't know what it was, but I felt something.
We both went like 1, 2, 3 and looked, and then
Looked.
bam, everything broke.
And the bed fell apart.
Like, well, why were we
The
looking at
bed
lamp?
fell apart. No, that's what I can't get over is the bed falling apart.
Yeah.
That really happened. That really happened to us. That really happened.
And it's just like, I'm glad somebody else was there.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Yeah.
what I would have done if it was just me.
Mm-mm.
And to be fair, I don't think that would have just happened to just me. Like, for
Mm-mm.
some reason, when we get together, the universe does some cosmically strange things. It's gotten better. But there was a moment there where, like,
It was scary.
things were happening to us.
I remember being so genuinely frightened.
Yeah, no, I remember
Yeah.
I was like, what do we do? And I was like, we were like, should I call my boyfriend who was like an hour away?
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea who to call.
And I'm wondering, and then my logical side, I'm thinking right now, since I haven't thought
Yeah.
about this in a while, I'm like, was that the first panic attack I'd ever had? Maybe something came up in me.
Oh, okay.
You know, psychologically, maybe I just like, sometimes if my heart rate goes up at all, a panic attack will come on.
Yeah,
If
no,
I
it's a
exercise.
very physical feeling. Yeah.
I don't know.
To be fair, I don't think it was that because I felt it too.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even just you staring off into the distance that freaked me out. Like, from the second you opened the door, I looked out from my bed. I was looking out and I was literally like, the energy feels
So scary.
off. That was so scary. I know. I feel like I'm not doing it justice about how scary that was, but that was literally like
thinking about it, yeah.
terrifying. Me too. It was so scary. I'm literally like,
I felt like I
I
was
have the
looking
chills
into a portal.
all over me right now.
I should post a Reddit.
Yeah, probably get a lot of upvotes, honestly.
Damn.
Yeah, that was, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had anything really else happen to us since then, right?
No, except last night when.
Except last night, yeah, you kind of had like a.
I was just looking at him, kind of standing like this. I'm like, first of all, are you okay?
Like, girl, get
like,
your
are
shit
you
together. Like, I'm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
thought he was.
I hate when pets
And I was like,
just.
are you going into spiritual psychosis? And then I was like, no, there's actually an owl up there. And I forgot to check because I was telling him I'll look in the
Yeah.
morning and see if that owl's still there.
No, I hate when. Also, when animals just start staring off into the distance, looking at something, start barking at nothing. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ending my lease. I'm packing up and I'm moving. I'm moving.
Yeah.
That's it. You all will be here the next morning.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. I'll send you the Lechusa thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the owl.
yeah.
You could tell
La
Quentin.
Chusa?
Lechusa.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I'll find like a little article or something
Okay.
about it. But yeah, Lechusa.
That's scary.
Yeah, crazy. Wow. Summerween.
Do your best Homer impersonation.
Oh, G. Marger. No, that wasn't good. No, that was good.
Wait.
I can no. Oh, No, I can't do it. I'm not good at the only impression I can do is Shaggy.
We do it.
Like, Zoink Scoob, let's make like a banana and like, let's split.
Let's make like a banana and
Let's split. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of ate that up. I kind of ate that up. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah. So that's the only impression I can do. I can't really do like, oh, gee.
I could do
No.
Gwen Stefani.
Do it. Oh, wait, no, you've done this for me before. Hit it. Hit me with it.
I was gone for a moment. I was broken but free.
That was so good. That was so good. Oh my god. You had her like free.
Free.
That was so good.
See,
That's
blooper.
that's blooper. I have the most fun with you anytime I hang out. And I'm so glad that you were down to come on here and like just be kooky with me.
Yeah.
But I know you're a spooky girl. We love our spooky besties. We love our Halloween and I really wanted to do a Summerween episode. So thank you for coming on. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, yeah.
This was so much fun.
This was fun.
Please come back. I would love to have you back on
100%.
for other stuff. I don't know, next time we'll look a little different.
Hotter.
Yeah, we'll look a little more presentable.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be yellow, that's for sure.
Jaundice.
I'm so glad that nobody else is in the studio because I was really the walk over here.
Oh, yeah, we were getting.
I was getting like death
I
stares.
was getting waves and
Yeah, people were like looking out of the windows from the shops at me. And thank you for picking me up and not
Yeah.
making me have to Uber here
Yeah.
because like a 45-minute ride into the city in an
Yes.
Uber like this.
Your nervous system would have been shot.
I don't know. My rating would have gone down. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
did, and I did. It's already a lot. Like when I get into an Uber and they're like, "Oh, what's the cane for?"
Ooh, that's so Black Mirror.
You know.
My rating would have went down.
Oh, that episode, that one
You
episode.
know?
Yeah, no, that was creepy.
Yeah.
That was creepy. We should have to do like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Where we review Black Mirror
Oh my
episodes,
God.
watch 'em.
Like the Trixie and Katya, where it's like two that they're watching. I would
Yes.
love that.
That'd be cool.
Well, Sammy, thank you so much for being here on Mikey's house. It was so good to have you over.
Thank you.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Sami Serrano Music. TikTok, Sami Serrano Music. Sammy spelled S-A-M-I.
Yes. S-A-M-I.
And then Serrano like the pepper.
Because you're spicy.
Spice.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a little spice in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sami Serrano, everybody. Anything you want to plug? Anything you're working on?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a series of singles coming out over the next 10 months. Yeah, so follow me on social media to find out.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've already heard them and I have sobbed already. You guys get ready. You guys aren't ready. It's so good.
The club.
Literally, we were on the way to the club and I was like, wait, can you play that one? Sobbing. Literally sobbing. Tears down my face. So good. I love that one. So excited for your new music. Thank you so much again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
All right. I love you.
Love you.
Well, besties, that's all we have for today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, it really helps me out more than you know. And if you feel inclined, please join my Patreon because it helps tremendously with supporting this podcast, and not just this podcast, but any work that I do, anything that I create. It really helps me out. Well, besties, it was so good to see you. Thanks for coming over and hanging out. I can't wait to see you again. Please remember to be kind to yourself and others. Love your neighbor, and I will see you when I see you. Bye, besties.